Hi everyone. So today I'll be demonstrating the tedge integration with the newly the public preview of the MQTT service, which allows you to connect your tedge devices to in addition to the core MQTT endpoint that you're used to connecting. But in addition to that, you can connect your device to the MQTT service endpoint as well. Okay. So I'll just demonstrate the steps. So that is my tenant, and so this is the device that I'll be trying to connect. Okay, so the connection flow is pretty much the same as you connect as you've been doing to connect to Cumulocity earlier. Okay, so you first start by setting the URL. So here I'm setting the tenant URL, latest. And now you need to enable a few things. Like, for example, you want to explicitly opt into enabling the MQTT service connection. So that is done by using this this property CID by MQTT service enabled. So you set that to true. Okay. And once that is set, so as you for those who are not familiar with MQTT service, so yeah, it's like a generic MQTT endpoints which lets you send any free-form data from the device. So you can publish to any topics, and you can subscribe to any topic as well, with some caveats like you can't subscribe to wildcard topics, but yeah, any other topic is fine, and you can receive data in any format. Okay, so you would want to subscribe to a few topics as well. So in this particular demo, I'm subscribing to two different topics, a subtopic and demo topic. So comma separated values you can list. But again, do not use any wildcard topics. That's not supported by MQTT service yet. Okay, so this is basically the primary set of configurations that you need to set. But since MQTT service is still in public preview and not GA, there is one additional step that is required during this transition phase. So this will most likely go away before the GA, which is when you are connecting your device using certificates. If you're using device-based certificate-based authentication, then you need to explicitly set the tenant ID also in the configuration. Okay. But before GA, you most likely wouldn't need it, or even if that's required, we will try to do it automatically, implicitly fetch the tenant URL from the tenant ID from the URL. But yeah, for now, this is a temporary step that is required. Okay. So yeah, once that's also set, then it's the usual tedge connect CID. And when you do this, so two connections are actually established. One to the core, the legacy core MQTT endpoint, the one that you're all familiar with, and to port 8883. And there is a secondary connection that is being established in the background to port 9883, which is where the MQTT service is available. Okay, so you can see it from this, from the console that okay, that additional step, bridge to the MQTT service, is also being done. Okay. Yeah. Now that it's connected, you can publish your data. And this is so on tedge, it's like a bridge setup. So any any data that you publish to this bridge topic C8Y-MQTT, and this is configurable. So, but this is the default value that you use. So any data that you publish to this subtopic will be bridged or published or forwarded to the Cumulocity service as well. So in this particular case, I'm going to publish a hello message.
So just to kind of reiterate the whole topic, because this is not in GA yet, the MQTT service, the end goal is to only have one MQTT connection. So, you know, having to have a CAY-MQTT prefix will also then fall away, and everything like for the device management functionality should hopefully then be done also by the MQTT service. But since, you know, we're not there yet, we have to kind of live with two connections at the moment. So again, I probably wouldn't, you know, go start building your solutions on top of this. Or if you do, then, you know, expect a breaking change at some point in time when the server functionality then gets extended.
Yeah. Okay. So now when you publish your data, so you need some way to visualize it or view that the MQTT service has received it. But since currently we don't really have any UI that that renders any plain text messages that you send to any arbitrary topic, for the time being, just for the sake of this demo, I have connected another client here to the same endpoint. Let's clear that. Okay, and this is again just a feature that is available only during this preview period. So you won't be able to connect an entirely different client to the same topics that a device is subscribed to, because they will be implementing tenant isolation as part of the general availability. But right now it is possible just for the visualizations. I'm doing that. So this particular client, I have subscribed to the same test topic. Okay, and now if I publish it from here, you'll see that the message is received. Okay, and similarly, so this is the northbound, so from the device to the cloud. So let's subscribe to, let's see if the southbound also works. So again, the same prefix, and one of the topics that we had subscribed to was CAY demo topic. We're doing that, and from this client, from the same client to the demo topic, I'm sending a hello world message. Once you publish it, you can see that the device here has received it. Okay. So yeah, that's the vanilla form of this particular feature. But again, the real use case is that when you have, say, legacy devices which you cannot customize to change their topics or payload structures to send Cumulocity in Cumulocity format or even in tedge format, and if the devices are like hard-coded with certain specification that they can only publish data in a specific format, then that's the primary use case for this feature, where the devices will continue to send their data in their own format, whatever it is, in their own free format. And on Cumulocity, we will have to do the translation. So Cumulocity will receive the message in its original format using some microservice or something. So we'll have to convert that into a Cumulocity domain model as a measurement or even an alarm, etc. So for this particular demo, I am using the dynamic mapper feature to receive certain messages from one of the freeform topics. For example, this is topic. The first portion is the device identifier itself, service, collect these, so the name of the service, and then the health endpoint, and we'll be publishing the health status to that particular topic. And this dynamic mapper rule will convert this raw format into a Cumulocity event. Okay, so that mapping is defined here. So let me just showcase that. So let's just open the device that we had connected to and events. So currently, as you can see, there are no events. And from here, we are going to publish this. So to the same, so it has to be with the same prefix, CAY-MQTT, and the device name, service name, health, and the status value in JSON format. So we send that, and as you can see, the dynamic mapper has converted that into the event format, Cumulocity event model, and it is linked to this particular device. So collect this database up, and so we change it down. So that's how it works. So yeah, you can use the dynamic mapper or your own custom microservices, whatever, to do this translation, and that would be the realistic use case. So, and yeah, the target can be anything. It can be a measurement, event, alarm, anything that Cumulocity supports. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to showcase. And as I said, you have to explicitly opt into it for now that you are connecting to the MQTT service. But in future, when the MQTT service supports both the traditional cores, say SmartRest and other topics, as well as open topics, then you wouldn't have to opt into it explicitly. You just do what you are used to, just set the URL and connect to Cumulocity. That would be required, obviously, with the additional subscriptions. Yeah, that's all I had to show. Any questions?
So just, I guess, to add a few points there. So maybe if it wasn't obvious, like, because you can control the payload, that means you can use like binary payloads if you wish. So if you're doing like Protobuf or something like that, you just have to make sure the receiver can obviously interpret those Protobuf messages, but then it's kind of up to you to define. But also there's a lot of kind of synergy with kind of an upcoming feature, so a configurable mapper, or as tedge flows, as we're kind of calling it now, to have a lot of like the ability to also do kind of freeform dynamic mapping on the edge as well. So expect there to be a lot of like kind of great improvements in this kind of direction over time, but everything's still a little bit kind of fresh and gaining experience on it. But it would definitely make the edge kind of like story and super, super flexible. So you can also do, translations on the device or in the cloud. And, the MQTT service kind of enables all these kind of possibilities. So it's an awesome feature, and it would definitely be the future of Cumulocity.